10 Reasons Christians Should Not Be Trinitarians, Part 2. Number 4. The doctrine of the Trinity describes a God-man version of Jesus that is impossible to follow and emulate as he commanded us to. None of us is a God-man. A God-man cannot be tempted, and so can't overcome sin. A God-man can't ask God to have this cup pass from me, because he would already know the answer. A God-man can't authentically overcome to succeed where Adam failed. Only a human Jesus can set the example and be the first of many brethren, because he was made in every way like his brothers. Number 5. There isn't one way to understand the Trinity. Explicating the Trinity leads to a multitude of theories that are highly confusing. Most people can't even describe the Trinity without saying something heretical, and even those that can disagree with each other. Christian theologians and philosophers divide over how to describe the Trinity, offering conflicting and contradictory explanations. Number 6. The doctrine of the Trinity and the historically traceable post-biblical concepts that comprise it expose hypocrisy for any proclaimer of sola scriptura. How can we claim to hold the Bible as the greatest authority when we subordinate it to the extra-biblical language and conclusions of centuries later church councils? Number 7. The doctrine of the Trinity clashes with the Old Testament revelation of the unique God who is a single self, a unique someone who has a personal name. He is consistently presented as one person, not three, a single individual, not a group. The same one who in the Old Testament is called Yahweh and envisioned as a singular ruler on a throne is called God the Father in the New Testament and also envisioned on his throne. One consistent testimony and revelation of the one true God. Number 8. Trinitarians are expected to agree with key metaphysical terms defined in the church councils of the 4th century. But are these ideas shared with the biblical writers? Which Bible author explained how a divine essence can be shared between persons? Did the Apostle Paul, in his doctrinal masterpiece to the Romans, contrast the difference between persons and essence? Nope. Oh, and he forgot to mention the tripersonality of God as well. It would have taken a single sentence. They could have started by explaining how two of us can share the same essence of humanity and be two beings, but when three persons share the same essence of divinity, they're one being. They didn't, because these problems didn't exist in the New Testament. That makes sense because these terms and concepts are later post-biblical philosophical speculations, a kludge to fix failures in reading comprehension, and Christians are right and responsible to reject them. Number 9. Traditional Catholic speculations about Jesus having two natures imagine that somehow in the one Jesus there is an eternal divine nature and also a complete human nature consisting of a body and soul. The one person possessing both natures is supposed to be the divine person, the second person of the Trinity. Such a divine person would be play acting anytime he didn't know something, couldn't do something, or had to overcome temptation. Jesus wasn't play acting when he said that only the Father knows the day and hour of his return. Number 10. Because the Bible repeatedly and always distinguishes between God and Jesus, and on multiple occasions defines God as the Father alone, it is the Father who is the one God, the only God, the Almighty. Jesus is this God's Son, his Messiah. New Testament authors never seem to have heard about God the Son. That phrase doesn't appear anywhere in these books.